All right, good evening, everyone. Hi. If you guys can actually hear me, can you just type in hello inside the chat so that I can actually hear you guys? All right, for those of you who just joined in, hi, my name is Borwen, okay, and I'm glad to see all of you today. And also today is going to be very interesting topic, where actually my team told me to talk about this. So I think I've also prepared something, and I can assure you that today's sharing will include a lot of exclusive, confidential, and things that I have never shared before. All right, so for those of you who are joining in today for our Next Level Live, congratulations, okay? It's going to be something that is going to be very powerful. Of course, at the end of today, I also have a gift for all of you as well. Hi, we have Kelvin, we have HL, we have Roy Tan, okay? Apologize if I can't see the full name, okay? That's what I see. All right, for those of you who just came in, just type in a hi so that I know that you guys are here. Okay, Xiobun. Okay, hello. Lee as well. Okay, Lee, Xiobun said there's no sound. Are you guys able to hear me? If you can hear me, just type in sound and screen. Okay, SS. SS means you can see my screen, you can hear my sound. Okay, if everything is okay, just help me to type SS inside the chat. Okay, hello, uptrend. All right, fantastic. Okay, sound screen is okay. So without further ado, let me dive right in. Okay, so I'm going to just share my screen. So make sure that you guys are able to share, or rather able to see my screen as well. Okay, so my screen is already up. Okay, so today what is going to be the key topic, okay, is I'm going to talk about the 3 different asset classes, okay. In fact, it might be even more than 3, okay, but I will just, focus on a few of them. All right, so let me ask all of you a question. How many of you, right, you actually have invested in multiple assets? Or rather, you have multiple assets making money for you. Okay, if you have, can you just type in how many assets do you have that's making money for you? How many different types? Different types. So if you have 3 property, then also consider as 1 asset class, which is the property asset class. Doesn't mean you have 10 stocks, you put 10, okay? So type in the numbers. How many different asset classes do you have that is actually making money for you? All right, and let me know. Let me see the response as well. Okay, just wait for the response to actually come in. So for those of you who are on the YouTube live, okay, can you do me a favor? Okay, help me to type in as fast as you can. Okay, help me to type in as fast as you can. And the reason is also because on YouTube, there's a little bit of delay. Okay, so whatever your type, okay, and whatever I see, it might be like 5 seconds to 7 seconds or more delay, right? So if you all took 5 seconds to type, I will probably see it like 15 seconds later. Okay, so do help me, do me a favor, help me to type in as fast as you can. Okay, today nobody's going to penalize you for the wrong comment. Okay, so I can see some of you say US stocks and options. Okay, so I believe that is one of them. And of course, we have ETF/stock. That's also 1 asset classes. NXCOM is property, stock, and crypto. Fantastic. So 3 different asset class. Okay, Lee is stock, then David is also property, stocks, and commodities. All right, that is amazing. Wow, you guys are well diversified. Okay, so what am I going to share today? Okay, for those of you who are currently invested into only 1 asset class, or if you're thinking how many asset class should I go into, or if you're totally new, okay, today is the perfect, live. Okay, and I want you guys to also ask me as many questions as you can, okay, during my live. Okay, I might not answer your questions immediately, okay, but I will promise you that I will answer all the questions that you guys actually have, okay, and whatever you have actually typed in throughout the session as well. Okay, so I want to ask all of you this important question. What do you think is your greatest asset? Based on your own opinion, based on your current views, okay, what do you think is your greatest asset? Later, I will share with you what is my greatest asset. Okay, what is my greatest asset? Okay, very interesting. I hope that for those of you who have not ever asked yourself this question, I think it's good for us to actually review. Okay, NX says stock. Okay, and let me see if there's any other response coming in. Okay, on what is your greatest. Okay, Calvin put ETF. Okay, let me see if there's also one more. Lee also put stock market. Okay, wow. So quite a number of you are investing quite a fair bit into the stock market, and it is currently your greatest asset. Okay, so for me, what is my greatest asset? I would say is me. Okay, it's not any asset class. I am the greatest asset because why? I am the one that is able to make active income. I'm the one that makes all the decision. So that's why sometimes people say that, you know, your education, investing in yourself is the best. So that's why from Next Level Academy, we have to say that. Okay, but nonetheless, okay, let me just share with you. Today we're going to cover, not say cover in detail, okay, but all in all, I would say that there are 6 different assets that can actually generate you profit. Okay, so number 1 is property, number 2 is stock, number 3 is crypto, number 4 is forex, number 5 is if you own a business. Okay, and of course, number 6 is your active income. Now, based on this 1 to 6, can you type in again, okay, which asset generates you the most profit? Okay, except for yourself. This one I already exclude out already. Okay, so 1 to 6, which one generates you the most profit? Whether is it property, whether is it your stock, whether is it your crypto investment, whether is it your forex trading, is it your own business, or in some cases, some of you, your active income might be the highest. Okay, I can see. Okay, forex is CFD. No. Forex is basically if you invest into gold, silver, and all that, that's foreign exchange. Okay, CFD is just an instrument. Okay, it's just an instrument. Okay, so I can see that quite a number of you are 2. Okay, there's also one of you who put in 1. Let me see, active income for Lotus. Okay, and SG property. Okay, yeah, actually, I kind of feel that most of you should be, or at least if you stay in a house, okay, if you own a house in Singapore, I would say that property should be your, you know, most profitable asset. But I'm quite shocked that actually quite a number of you actually put number 2. Okay, of course, for those of you who have yet to invest, then of course number 6 might be your biggest profit. Okay, so now I would ask all of you, right? Okay, for those of you who actually select whichever asset class, do you think it is luck or is it skill? Is it luck or is it skill? So for example, if you choose stock, okay, did you actually generate so much money because you are lucky, or is it because you actually have got the skill set to generate that income? Okay, I think this is very, very important because why? I want to share with you something interesting. Okay, I actually saw this article. Okay, so this guy, okay, I don't know who is he, okay, but he actually went from a HDB to a lender within 4 years, okay, by age 35. Is it impressive or not? I would say it's pretty impressive because why? Lender in Singapore is at least 4 million, 4 million. Okay, so by 35 years old to be able to acquire that, is either your family is rich, number 2, your income is very, very high, or you actually know how to invest really, really well as well. Right. So let's take a look at what he actually wrote in this particular article, okay, which was actually an interview as well. Okay, so back then, right, okay, when they first started, they actually started off buying a HDB, just like most typical Singaporean. Okay, we actually started off with a HDB. So he actually said that they actually save 70% of their income every month, and they eventually pay off the HDB by 30. So you can see that they didn't came from a very rich background. They actually worked very hard, you know, through the active income. They save, you know, a lot. Okay, and that is how they managed to actually pay off their HDB. Okay, and later on, you can also see that he mentioned that I knew that I needed to do something different to get different result. Okay, and so there was one day that he thought that, hey, maybe I need to do something about it because, you know, I saved so hard, you know, but then even though I own the HDB, but I am still not financially free. I still have to work, you know, for the rest of my life. So they realized something is wrong. Okay, so they actually went for a courses, you know, which in his perspective cost a month of salary as a teacher. Okay, so I typically say it's about $4,000-$5,000. All right. So of course, what makes it different for him, right? Okay, again, I always tell people that irregardless of whichever course you attend, okay, what is important is how much ROI can you get from each program. Okay, do you agree that, right? Out of, let's say, 10 people that attend the same courses, okay, not everybody is successful. If you agree, can you type in A? Okay, out of 10, let's say 10 students inside the class, or let's say 100, not everybody becomes successful. Okay, there will be that 20 to 30% who actually, become really, really successful, there will be that 60-70% of them who probably haven't even get started, or some of them, they might even lose money, even after attending courses as well. Right. So you realize that the difference is actually in terms of the mindset and how much work you actually put in as well. Okay. So this is basically their result. In a span of about 5 years as a full-time investor, okay, they actually grew their portfolio by 20x. Okay, from a 360K HDB to 7.5 million worth of property. All right. So again, I want to say that property is actually one way that can actually help you to escalate your asset, okay, and build your wealth in a relatively fast manner. Okay, how many of you agree? If you agree, type in P for property. Okay, type in P for property. But again, is this normal or not? Okay, because a lot of people in Singapore, they own a HDB, some of them, they even bought a private, but does it mean that everybody by the 35 will be able to own a landed? Okay, it's also not that simple. Of course, this guy probably he had to do a lot more things, okay, to be able to achieve even more as well. Okay, so today I want to share with you some interesting stories. So today there's quite a number of personal story that I wanted to share with all of you based on my years of experience, dabbling into multiple different asset classes. Okay, and there's also quite a number of learning lessons that I wanted to share with you. So today I will talk a little bit about stocks, okay, because most of you know me as somebody that has been sharing a lot about stocks. Okay, but today I wanted to talk a little bit about different asset classes as well. Okay, I just wanted to share with you my personal story of how my dad actually lost one HDB, right, in 3 years. Okay, so back then, okay, I remember this was the exact property back in 2022. Okay, back in 2022, that was the launch of this particular 𝗲𝗃, okay, called 𝗂𝗶𝗃. Okay, so what happened is that because my sister is a real estate agent, okay, so when my sister got all this information, she sent it to me, as you can see from the chat. Okay, and then basically me and my sis, we go and talk to our dad. We say, hey, what, this property really, everything is good. Okay, so I would say that we have the skill set. Okay, we have the skill set. We know what is a good property. Okay, in terms of the tools, that means the money. Okay, first, this thing can be good, but if you don't have the money, then of course you also cannot buy. Okay, so I would say that we also have the tool to actually go and purchase it as well. Okay, but one thing that I don't have, and one thing that my sister don't have is, in order for you to buy an 𝗲𝗃, of course, is either if you are married, then you can go and apply to buy an 𝗲𝗃, or, okay, in this case, right, is my dad, which is my dad and my mom, they can actually sell away the current house that we are staying to buy the 𝗲𝗃. Okay, so technically for me and my sister, even though we know that this is a good investment, we can't actually do anything about it. So the only thing we can do is to convince our dad and say that, hey, this is a good investment. So you can see back then, okay, we were actually targeting the 4-bedroom. Okay, 4-bedroom. Okay, of course we want to aim for 5-bedroom, but of course we also know that, my dad, will be a bit more conservative. Okay, yeah, so we were actually aiming the 4-bedroom. Now the price over here, as you can see, is between 1.48 million to about 1.58 million. Okay, 1.4 to 1.5. Now let me share with you, because this was the exact, okay, unit size. Okay, as you can see that this was about 1,200. Okay, so you can see this is the 4-bedroom premium. So 4-bedroom premium, the price is actually slightly higher. 1.58 million. I want you all to remember this number, 1.58 million. Okay, so that was the guided price. Okay, that means the launch price and all that. Okay, 1.58 million. Of course, with each level that goes up, different stack and all that, the price might be higher. So maybe in the range of 1.58 to maybe about 1.65, 1.7 mil. Okay, so important question. Do you think my dad actually took action or not? Yes or no? Okay, do you think my dad took action? Because I put a learning lesson. I put that my dad lost a HDB. So maybe he bought and then he lose money. So do you think my dad actually took action and purchased this property? Okay, wow, y'all put very big no. Okay, yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay, so my dad didn't actually take action because why? My dad was very comfortable with the current house that we are staying in. Okay, so he basically just said that, yeah, I would never ever move out from this house unless I leave this world. Okay, yeah, how many of you have got parents also like that one? Okay, they really love the place that they stay in. No matter how they also will not sell. Okay, if you have the same parents as me, type in P for parents, or type in same, type in same. Okay, so why I say that this is actually a one HDB, painful lesson. Okay, you can actually see based on the very, very recent transaction, right? Okay, the price has already gone up to about 2.185K, which is 2.18 million. So if you look at the price, 1.58, right? Okay, even if I just put at about 1.65, depending on different floor, okay, easily this property would have already appreciated by 500,000 to 600,000. Okay, if you look at the date, the launch date was actually 2022. Let me see, 2022. Okay, so you know that for EC, right, typically, you have to wait for it to TOP. Okay, then after that you have to stay for another 5 years. Okay, so on average it's usually about 8 years before you can actually sell away to take profit. But as of now, just the paper gain is already about 500 to 600,000. So if you look at it on average, because now it's about 3 years, 500 to 600,000. So on average per year, right, is about 150K to 200K. How many of you think that this is it a okay return or not? If you think it's okay, type okay. If you think it's good, type good. If you think it's bad, type bad. Okay, what do you think of this return? 150K to 200K per year. Okay, just by holding on to the property, right? The capital appreciation, okay, of course haven't sell okay, but the so-called paper value based on the last transacted, okay, price, right, is already at 150 to 200K. It's actually not bad, okay. I would say that a lot of people, probably their annual income, okay, they work all their life, also never achieve 150K to 200K. So I would say it's pretty decent. Now I want to challenge you guys to also think, okay. So if let's say my dad actually bought this property, right, and we have to hold for another 5 more years, what do you think the profit be in another 5 years time? Okay, I'll give you an estimation. I'll be looking at this property, right, probably will reach about $3 million in 2030. Right now it's about 2.185. Okay, 2.185. In another 5 more years, right, we will be looking at about 3 million. I want you guys to actually type in, do you think this 3 million, right, is it possible or is it impossible? P or I? Impossible or possible? I'm gonna give you a bit of time to actually type it in. Okay, again, there's no right or wrong answer. Okay, this is just our own view and opinion. Okay, again, doesn't mean that today I say that this will hit 3 million, then it will go up. Of course, I also never buy. So so even if it really goes up or it goes even higher, it's none of my business. Okay, possible. I can see that quite a number of you type in P. Okay, anybody thinks that it's impossible one? Okay, I'll just wait for a little bit more response. Whether you all think that this is possible or is actually impossible. Don't know. Okay, Calvin put don't know. Thanks for being very, very honest. Okay, wow, all of you think that it's possible. So I believe that all of you are very, very bullish about the property market. Okay, but I can actually tell you that a lot of people, right, will think that this is impossible. Okay, and one of the person that will have this thinking, right, is my mom. Okay, so basically for my dad, he's a little bit more open-minded. That means, if you tell him that this property is good, this investment is good, he's more open-minded. Okay, so I wouldn't say he's optimistic. I would say that he's okay, but the problem is his mindset is I don't want to move house. Okay, I'm happy with where I am today. Okay, then for my mom, is the opposite. My mom is a very pessimistic one. I tell her that this stock is going to go up, she'll say it's not possible. And when the price go up already, she will tell me, hey, boy, I think the price is going to drop. Okay, so permanent, I call it permanent pessimistic. Pessimistic. Okay, DT say it's impossible. Okay, fantastic. Okay, but let me share with you why I feel that this can actually achieve $3 million, okay, by 2030, which is another 5 more years. Now, if you look at this particular condo, okay, this is a condo. Okay, this is a condo. Okay, this was actually launched not too long ago. Okay, you can see that just a few months ago. So anyway, just for context purpose, okay, 𝗲𝗶𝗃 is actually in Tengah, which is actually the new area, okay, the new area in Singapore. Okay, somewhere between Jurong East and Bukit Batok. Okay, and for that particular condo, is actually in between 3 different MRT stations. So it is walking distance to MRT. Okay, walking distance to 3 different, okay, 2 or 3. Okay, I might remember wrongly. Okay, it's either 2 or 3 MRT stations. So pretty good location in a up and rising estate. Okay, on the other hand, when we look at Canberra, okay, some of you think that this is Australia. No, it's not Australia, it's in Singapore. Okay, this Canberra Crescent Residence newly launched actually sold at a price of 1,941 per square feet. Okay, just in context, it's about 2.31 million. If you look at the square feet, it's quite similar to the 𝗖𝗃. So can you see the current price of this project, right, is already at $2.3 million. 5 years later, okay, how much would this property go for? Okay, and if let's say the 𝗲𝗃 is near MRT, do you think the price will be higher or do you think will be lower? Okay, let's just use same apple to apple comparison. Okay, if let's say this particular project is near MRT, do you think it will be at 2.3 million? Can I safely say that it will be somewhere around 2.5 million to 2.6 million? Okay, I'm not talking about super prime like Kallang, Lavender, Orchard, this kind of area. But let's say, it's a little bit of outskirt. So it's typically near MRT, it's about 2.5, or 2.6. Today's price. Okay, so for this to hit 3 million, do you think it is far-fetched or not? Okay, I don't think it is far-fetched because why? New launches prices are going higher and higher. If you look at all the upcoming launches, some of them even selling at about 3,000 per square feet or even more. Right? So when you look at all these statistics, right, you start to realize that, actually, even though I feel that 3 million for a 4-bedroom seems a little bit crazy, but you start to look at all this data that keeps coming out and you start to realize that, actually, it might be possible. Okay, actually, it might be possible. That's why I always say that data is extremely important. Whether is it investing in stock, whether is it investing in property. Okay, when you have more data, when you have the knowledge, it will help you to make better decisions. You realize that if you don't have all this data point and all this knowledge, right, a lot of things feels impossible. It feels like, is it possible or not? I think that's going to be a stretch. I think it's going to be a challenge and all that. But once all this data come in, everything starts to actually make sense. So I want to ask you this important question. Do you think skill set is important or mindset is important? S or M? Okay, skill set or mindset? Okay, so while you're typing, right, let me share my perspective. Okay, of course, I find that both are equally important. Okay, yeah, why do we have to choose, right? Okay, when we can have both? Because in the case of my dad, you realize that do we have the skill set? We have the skill set, okay, because me and my sis, we know how to analyze. Okay, so we also know that based on the pricing, the location and everything for that particular project is a no-brainer. Okay, so we know that it is potentially a good investment. But for my dad, why is it that he didn't take action? It's because his mindset is that if I'm happy with where I am staying, why do I want to move? Okay, yeah, but I always tell him I know that you love your property but why not you move and then you make your money and then next time you buy back this house. You buy back and stay at the same house. Okay, and you have another $1 million inside your bank account. Okay, yeah, because why? Maybe because for him, he's like, yeah, why do I need to make so much more money? Okay, but for us different because how much more money my dad make, right, in the future will become my money. Okay, so we are able to we are able to think of a slightly longer time frame. Okay, a slightly longer time frame. But I would say that mindset is very important. That's why that is actually one thing that is stopping a lot of people from building up more asset classes or even investing into stock, investing into property. Okay, so I would say that if you want to get started into any other asset classes, okay, you need to find ways to actually build up these two. Okay, skill set. And if you ask me which one is easier, I can tell you that skill set is actually easier. Okay, because you just go and attend classes or you go and watch a lot of video. Actually, all this skill set is not hard to build up. Okay, but the mindset is something that is hard to train. Okay, especially it might be the way that you are being brought up. Okay, so some of us, our parents are very conservative. So for us, right, growing up, we are always doing things that are more, we go towards the safer route. Okay, whenever we want to do anything that requires leverage, loan, okay, have to take on a lot of debt, then we feel that it is a bad thing. Okay, but if you look at, on the other hand, if I'm born in a rich family, okay, you realize that for rich people, right, is debt a bad thing? Is leverage a bad thing? To them, it's a good thing. Okay, if you can borrow more money, you go and borrow more money. Why do you want to use your own money when you can use other people's money? Okay, so the mindset itself already changed the way how they make certain decision. Then, of course, once they build themselves with the correct skill set, their wealth will actually grow very, very fast. Okay, so now I also want to talk about, because a lot of people ask me, so Borwen, so based on your own experience, right, should you actually invest into property, or should I actually invest into the stock market? Okay, well, this is a very tricky question, or rather, it's not that straightforward. Okay, so in the past, I will want to choose either property or stock. Okay, but now, okay, I think I have already grown up. Okay, so I always tell people, why do you need to choose when you can have both? Okay, so how many of you over here, you also want to have both property and stock? Type in PS, okay, property and stock. Okay, so as adult, don't need to choose one. If you can, get both. So for example, local banks, I always tell people, in Singapore, you just need to invest in the 3 local banks. So some people say that, hey, then I should buy which one, UOB, OCBC, or DBS. Last time I will ask them to choose based on the valuation and everything. But now, okay, I keep things simple, because I realize why. If I say OCBC, and later on, if UOB and DBS go up more than OCBC, then people will blame me. If I say DBS is better, then OCBC and UOB go up more, people will blame me. So now I say all 3 is good. You go and invest in all 3. If you think this is a good opinion, okay, or this is a good strategy, you type in good. Okay, just invest in all 3 Okay, so same thing people ask me, property is good or stock is good, I say buy both Okay, so either one make money or both also make money, you will thank me. Okay, so that is my strategy. But anyway, let me share with all of you, right, my game plan. All right, so this is my game plan. My game plan is to use the stock to build up my asset class. Okay, and once I have the capital, okay, I will use property to diversify my asset. So in short, always start with stock, use partial profit, and invest in property. Now, of course, some of you will say that, hey, Borwen, but what if I just started, I don't have the capital and all that? Okay, so let me share with you over here. If let's say today you are starting out with 5 figure, what you want to do is to grow your portfolio to 6 figure first. Okay, because you realize that for property game, typically you need about 6 figure. Now, even if you have 6 figure, I would say on average now, a private condominium probably is maybe about 1.5 million, okay, 1/million. So you need about 200,000-300,000 cash plus CPF okay, cash plus CPF. So even if you have 100,000, it might not be necessary enough. Okay, of course, if you have 100,000 cash, then of course you can also add on your CPF, okay, to actually build up. Okay, so the whole idea, okay, especially for those of you who are married, right? Okay, do you know what is your biggest asset now? Your biggest asset is not your wife. Okay, your biggest asset is that you all can actually go and buy a BTO. Okay, yeah, please don't kill me. Okay, so for those of you who are married, right, now you know what is the biggest asset. The biggest asset is that piece of paper, because once you are married, you can actually go and buy a BTO, and your BTO will become your first biggest profit. Okay, so as you can see right now, a lot of people that bought into BTO, even though it takes a little bit more time, okay, but on average, people are making 6 figure I would say somewhere between 300,000 to 500,000. Some making even 600,000-700,000. You have also heard stories of that. And of course, once you already MOP, okay, after your BTO, okay, then you can actually upgrade to a private condominium. Now, people ask me, so why do you want to upgrade to a private condominium? For me, very simple. It's all about this thing called optimization. Okay, optimization. It's the same thing for stock. Okay, if let's say today I invest into, for example, company A. So company A is doing well for me. But if let's say company B have got more potential, that means company A maybe on average year on year is growing at about 20%. Okay, but company B is able to grow at about 40 to 50%. So what I want to do is I will sell off A and then I will buy B. Okay, this is how you optimize putting your money wherever is able to make money faster. Okay, so that is actually why if you compare the growth between the private property versus the government house, which is the HDB, okay, typically I would say that for private, you are able to make more per year. Okay, so some people, they look at it from an absolute amount. Oh, my HDB make me $500,000. I don't know whether my private property can make $500,000. Okay, but of course you have to look at it like your property, you have to hold it for how long? Especially BTO, it takes three years to build, another 5 years MOP, so that is 8 years. Okay, but for the same amount of profit, okay, in the past, private property only take about 3 years. Fantastic. Invest with rich. Say not all private property is good though. So this is where the skill set is important. You have the perfect mindset, Rachel. Okay, I believe your name is called Rachel. Okay, you have the perfect mindset. You know that you need to invest, but you need to have the right skill set as well. Okay, you need to have the right skill set as well. Okay, yeah. Anyway, Rachel, this one a bit sensitive, okay. Yeah. So for example, one thing that we talk about skill set, right, is let me just share. Just to add on a little bit, like in the past, investors like to buy the smaller bedroom, okay, like 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, because why? Okay, there's higher demand. A lot of people, they are jumping from HDB to condo, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, you know, there's a lot of demand for rental and things like that. Okay, bigger property, typically harder. Okay, and the reason is also because the amount is bigger. Okay, not everybody can actually afford. But nowadays, the trend is what? Upgrading. Okay, BTO upgrade to maybe a 2 bedroom condo, and then after that you upgrade to a 3 bedroom, and then 3 bedroom we upgrade to the 4 bedroom. So you realize that as all these people upgrade, right, the demand for bigger flat becomes bigger and bigger. Okay, demand for bigger flats actually becomes bigger and bigger. So nowadays, I'm not sure if you realize, especially for new launch or any project, right? Okay, the bigger project actually they sell off a lot faster. Okay, and not only that, the per square feet is actually higher as well. So they charge more, right, if you buy a bigger unit. In the past, it's the opposite. In the past, is they charge more, okay, when you buy a smaller unit. The bigger you buy, the cheaper it gets in terms of PSF. Okay, how many of you realize this? If you realize this, type R for realize. Okay, so now the trend is bigger unit actually make more money. Okay, bigger unit make more money. Okay, so now I want to share a little bit about my own property investment. Okay, so also why I went into this project. Okay, again, this is just for learning purposes. Okay, just for sharing purposes. Okay, it doesn't mean that my view doesn't mean that it's not expert advice typically. Okay, because I'm not a property agent. Okay, I'm also not a property guru. Okay, but one thing that I have is that I'm connected to a lot of people who are good. Okay, I'm connected to a lot of property investors as well. Okay, so I get to learn from them. I get to connect with them. I get to learn my skill set. Okay, and build up my mindset from there as well. Okay, today you become Pete. Yes, today is 𝗶𝗶𝗃𝗏. Okay, but anyway, here's my strategy. Okay. So there's a couple of things that I look at when I actually decided to purchase this. Number one is location, location, location. Okay. Number two is that the demand must be more than the supply. Okay. When you have a property that is very good, but there's no demand, it's just like stock. Okay. Sometimes a good company can stay cheap for a long period of time. Why? Because there's no demand. Okay, so you need demand to push up the prices. And of course, number three, your entry price is important. If you buy expensive, then you're gonna sell it even more expensive. Okay, yeah. So of course, entry price is also important. And last but not least is the future potential. Okay, will your property? What is the catalyst that can push your property to go up in prices? So let's talk about this particular project. First of all, it's near MRT. Okay, it's within 300 meters. Of course, some people say it's near, some people say it's far. Okay, yeah, this one is a bit subjective. Some people say that the MRT must be below my block, then it's considered near. Okay, but in the case this is less than 500 meters, I will consider it as relatively close. Okay, then of course it's connected to the Thomson East Coast Line. Okay, so I'm 2 stops away to Woodlands North, another 1 stop away to JB. So for people who love JB, this is going to be extremely convenient. Okay, and then of course, okay, a lot of people do not realize is that there's actually this thing called the North-South Corridor. So they are going to build, the government is actually building a very long highway, expressway from connecting the north all the way to central. Okay, so this will also help, the connectivity for people who stay at the north, okay, to go all the way to central. Okay, so that's something that is actually building up. Okay, and I think by 2030, everything will be ready. So let's talk about the demand also. Okay, so if you look at Norwood, right, okay, it was actually the first private condo launch in Woodlands in over a decade. So for 10 years, there's no private condo. So finally they launched. So let me ask you, do you think that it's going to be high demand or low demand based on this particular news? Okay, let's say for people who stay in Woodlands, I want to buy condo but don't have it. So finally there's one. Do you think that it's going to be high demand or do you think that it's going to be low demand? I let you all type in. Okay, so in my view, it's high. Okay, and the next thing is we also have to look at is that if let's say you stay in an estate that is very small, right, then maybe you don't have enough people who are going to buy. Okay, but if you look at Woodlands, Woodlands is one of Singapore's largest HDB town with 240 residents. If you look at the number of HDB flats, it's 68,000. Let's just use 5%. Let's say 5% of them they want to upgrade to a condominium in Woodlands. Okay, of course they want to go anywhere okay, but I would say that if you stay in Woodlands, you don't mind staying in Woodlands. Okay, it's near your parents, near your friends, and all that. So out of 68,000, if you go and calculate, okay, I would say that it's already easily about 300 over project, okay, or rather units, okay, in terms of demand. Okay, in terms of demand. Of course, I would say that there's actually a lot more more people want to stay upgrade from HDB to condo and things like that. Okay, so but the thing is, can they afford or not? I would say that nowadays HDB prices has gone up quite a fair bit. So it's really not that difficult for anybody to upgrade from a HDB to a private condominium. Okay, and of course, how do you know that demand is good? Wow, when the launch day happened, okay, 84% of the unit was snapped up, and it is the best performing new launch in 2024. Of course, I think there are other projects that sold better, okay, but I don't know why okay. This one you have to go and find CDL because it's their project. So they say they call themselves the best performing new launch, then okay okay. But anyway, you can see that the sales was actually pretty good on launch day. So it really shows the demand. Demand is actually pretty strong. Now, let's talk about the last one. Okay, I talk about future potential. Normally, what will increase the price of existing project, right, is that the new project that is coming up is selling higher. Okay, yeah. So if the new project is selling at a higher price, so let's say today, I want to aim for the latest one, but my budget cannot. Then I will look for alternative within that area. Okay, so of course, as the price goes up, the nearby prices will also increase in value as well, will also appreciate. So good news, 2025, right, Woodlands will have the first executive condo. Okay, again, same thing, almost 10 years don't have it. Okay, then they're going to launch 𝗖𝗃 over there in Woodlands. Okay, then later on in August, okay, there's another news. CDL actually bought the land for 782 per square feet per plot ratio. What does this mean? Okay, what does this mean? If you don't know, ask ChatGPT, because that's exactly what I did. Okay, so I asked ChatGPT, if let's say the developer bought it for 782, what do you think is the estimated launch price? Okay, so of course they will put in all the calculation and everything. So the estimated launch price would be about 1,008 to 2,000. Okay, because how you calculate actually quite simple. They look at the basic costing, and everything. Then after that, they add another 20% to 25% of, of the costing, okay, for their profit, right? That's how you determine the selling price. So typically, most of the project is somewhere around there. Can they put even higher? They can. If the demand is super strong, sometimes they will ask for 25% or even 30%, 35%. Okay, but I would say that 20 to 25% is a pretty good number. So you can see this particular project, 𝗖𝗃, this is 𝗖𝗃, don't forget. When it's going to be launched, right, the estimated launch price is already going to be at 1,008 to 2,000. Okay, now there's another good news. Okay, 15 October, there's another second plot of land that is going to be sold in Woodlands. And just to let you know that all these two plots are just beside my condo only. Okay, so you know that they are in the same zone. They are just beside the MRT. Okay, so they actually going to be sold. This one nobody buy yet. But do you think this price, right? Do you think the second plot will sell higher or lower than the first 𝗖𝗃 plot? Help me to type inside the chat. Do you think the second plot will sell higher or is going to sell lower than the first 𝗖𝗃 plot? For those of you who have been following 𝗖𝗃 prices, I think the answer is obvious. Okay, every time there's a new EC plot, the news will appear. Okay, higher. This is the record-breaking okay land price for EC. Record-breaking is always record-breaking because why land is scarce in Singapore. Okay, the prices will just keep going higher and higher. Yeah, so imagine the first plot when they launch is estimated already 1,008 to 2,000. With the second one, the government is going to sell at a higher price, or people are willing to pay for a higher price. What do you think will be the launch price? Can I safely say that it's going to be even higher, maybe in the range of 1,009 to 2,001, or even 2,000 to 2,002? Okay, so here's my very, very conservative estimate. Okay, yeah, if the EC is sold at 2,000 per square feet by 2027, why 2027? Because that is the year that I can sell off my property. Okay, yeah, so private condo typically will be priced higher, because if the EC is priced at 2,000, condo typically will be about 15 to 25% more. So that will be about 2003 to 2005. Okay, I bought mine at about 2,000 per square feet. All right, so I'll be looking at about 300 to 500 per square feet of profit in 3 years. So mine is about 1,000 square feet. So if you calculate the profit, is about 300 to 500K for 3 years, which estimated to about 100K to 166K per year. Is it okay or not? Is it good or not? If you think it's good, type in NW. Type in NG. No word grant. Okay, if you think it's good, then type in NG. By the way, today is not, I'm not here to sell property, because why? This property already sold. I think majority of them already sold. Okay, I think there's probably left with 4 bedroom. So if you want 4 bedroom, then you can go and contact your own property agent. Okay, you upcoming 1 million. Okay, no lah. Okay, so again, this is the game plan lah. So of course, 2027, I will decide, what to do. Okay, so again, same thing. It's all about optimization. Okay, so a lot of people tell me, hey, Borwen, so when come to 2027, what will you do? Will you sell all the property and then flip and buy another one, or will you continue to hold on? Okay, do you get the 3 bedroom? Yes, I get the 3 bedroom. Are you my neighbor? If you're a neighbor, then I say hello, Hong Mun. Okay, but anyway, okay, so here's the thing. Okay, which one will make more money? Whether to upgrade or to continue to hold it there and rent it out. Okay, anyway, I don't have any plans to stay there. I will rent it out. So is it better to just hold on to the project even after the 3 years, or is it better to upgrade? Guys, can you help me to make this decision? If you think holding on is better, you type H. If you think it's better to upgrade, you type U. If you think it's better to change, okay? So hold or change? H or C? H or C? H or C? Let me know. You help me to make this decision, because it's not an easy decision. Okay, so what do you think I should do in 2027? Should I hold on to the property, or should I actually change it? Okay, upgrade, but see the housing cycle first. Okay, good. Okay, so for me, very simple. A lot of people say change, but I always ask, actually, if I change, does it mean that I will necessarily make more money? Okay, let me give you a scenario. So for example, I bought mine at 2,000 per square feet. Okay, PSF okay. 3 years down the road, okay, in 2027, this project will be at 2005, or let's say 2004. Okay, if I were to buy a new project at that point of time, do you think the price will be about the same? Then after that, it will continue to go up. Okay, then what is the difference between me holding on the same project? Why do I have to go through the whole hassle, of changing to another project? Okay, so here's where it makes the difference. Okay, a lot of people say change. Okay, it's not 3 bedroom, you go and change another 3 bedroom. So it might not make sense. Okay, but if you upgrade, then it makes sense. Why? Because now that my property has actually increased in value, technically when I sell, I have more cash. Okay, so when you have more cash and you go and upgrade to a bigger unit with a bigger amount, okay, technically, even if let's say okay, let me give you a scenario. So let's say I got 300,000. Okay, let's say 100,000. Okay, the thing went up by 10%. I make $10,000. But if let's say now, instead of 100,000, my amount is 500,000. The thing also go up by 10%. So can you see that 10% of 500,000 is 50K is actually a lot higher. So it's actually because the absolute amount is bigger. Even though the appreciation might be the same, okay, but the absolute amount will be more. In a way, think of it as you are leveraging more. You are able to leverage more when you actually upgrade. So even though I'm not a property expert over here, okay, but here's my view. If I don't intend to upgrade, or if let's say I feel that if I upgrade, the cash and everything will be very, very tight, then actually it makes more sense to just simply hold on to it. Okay, because as I hold on to it, the price continue to go up. Actually, I will still make money. Doesn't mean that, if I don't sell, then I will lose money. No. Okay, as long as the price continue to go up, my property will continue to increase in value. But if let's say I feel that, actually now I got more cash, and everything, I can afford a 4-bedroom and things like that, then actually when you upgrade with a bigger amount, absolute amount, actually your return will be even higher. Okay, so that could be my game plan. But anyway, that is 2027. Okay, we will do another live. Then I will let you know what is my decision. Okay, so anyway, here's the property. Okay, and I'm not the expert, but I want to introduce you to the expert over here. Okay, his name is called 𝗟𝗃𝗂𝗲. Okay, some people call him the 𝗲𝗃𝗂𝗲 leader. Okay, anyway, if you guys have heard of 𝗟𝗃𝗂𝗲, okay, type in 𝗚𝗃 or type in 𝗲 inside the chat. Okay, but I want to introduce you because this expert over here, right? Okay, we are actually getting him to speak at our event, which is the Invest 360. Okay, which is happening in January. Okay, happening in January. So make sure that, right, for those of you who wants to actually grow your wealth, especially in the area of property, right, make sure that you set aside, okay, January 10. Okay, 10th of January 2026. Okay, come and listen to this expert who will share with you more in detail about the property market. Okay, but guys, I have a good news for all of you, okay, because you guys are here for the next level live. I want to give you some additional benefit. Because what is going to happen is that, right, during this Invest 360, I will be the one who will be interviewing 𝗟𝗃𝗂𝗲. So I will be the one who will decide what question to ask him. Okay, so just to share with you, I haven't decided the question yet. So if you all have got any question that you all want me to ask, right, you all help me to type inside the chat right now. Okay, then I will take your question, and during that session, I will help you to ask. Okay, so you just need to make sure that you actually join the event, then you can get to hear the answer that you want. Okay, so I give you a bit of time. You all go and think, is there any question that you want to ask 𝗟𝗃𝗂𝗲? Okay, Borwen will help you to ask, when it comes to the event itself, then you will get your answer. Because sometimes when you go to the event, you ask, there's too many chat, we might not be able to answer, all the questions. Okay, but if you ask me now, you tell me your question now, I help you to ask, okay, then you will confirm get your answer. Okay, so I'll just give you a little bit more time. Okay, if you all have got any question that you all want to ask, the 𝗲𝗃𝗂𝗲 leader over here in terms of property, okay, type inside the chat, and then I will help you to go and ask 𝗟𝗃𝗂𝗲, okay, during Invest 360. Okay, if nobody asks, then don't have, then I will come up with my own question, okay, yeah. But I want to really help you guys, okay, if you all got any, I don't know, this project good or not, the east side or west side better, which bedroom is better, I don't know what other questions that you all have, okay, but anyway, any questions that you all have, okay, I will do you guys a favor, okay, to help you guys to ask. Okay, so far I see no response. If no response, then I will come up with my own question already. Okay, yeah, okay, last 5 seconds. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, how to sign up for Invest 360? Actually, later I got a slide. Okay, but since you asked, okay, maybe our team can help me to pin up the Invest 360 posting. Okay, right. So guys, if you have yet to register for Invest 360, okay, faster go and scan the QR code. Okay, it's absolutely free. There's a lot of experts who will be joining us. Okay, so just go and register. We will see you guys on the 10th of January 2026. Okay, there's this question: which area got better potential for 3 and 4 bedroom? Okay, let me just take a photo. Okay, like I say, all the questions that you ask, I will help you to ask one. Okay, yeah, okay, I took a photo already, so I will help. Okay, King Tiong, okay, you just stream in, then I will help you to ask this question. Okay, I love this. Which area got best potential for 3 and 4 bedroom? Okay, Ken. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. Anyway, if you all have the question for 𝗟𝗃𝘂𝗀, just type it in. Then I will also help you guys. Okay, one of the common questions that I get is also, Borwen, which one is better, trading or investing? Okay, now I want to share with you, right, that my personal experience with trading, okay, back in 2011, when I first started investing, I was actually doing trading. 2011, okay, that is many years back. Okay, did I do well? I did extremely well. Okay, the first year I had more than 100% return. Okay, the first year I had more than 100% return. Okay, on the second year, my return is even more impressive. My return is negative. Okay, because why? I actually got a margin call. So my whole account got wiped out on my year 2, okay, of trading. Okay, and because of that experience, I actually stopped investing for 1 year. I stopped investing because why? No more money already. Then also lose confidence, wow, you know what? Everything also scared basically. Yeah. So okay, wow. Suddenly all the questions come in. Okay. So I didn't actually do trading for a long period of time. Okay, I take photo. Okay, I actually stopped trading for a long period of time. Of course, later on I went on to investing and actually did pretty well in investing and options. Okay, but I haven't really go back to trading. Okay, until actually in 2024. Okay, I get to know this person called Iris. Okay, some of you might have heard of Iris before. Okay, so I get to know Iris. Okay, so Iris was actually my trading mentor. Okay, so she taught me, I learned from her, and I started to do this in our Telegram. Okay, some of you might be in this Telegram also, the Elite Trader Circle. Okay, so basically every day I just update all the trade that I do. And at the point of time, I was doing a little bit more day trade. So every day got trade one. Every day I went in, I enter and I exit. Okay, that is what we meant by day trade. Okay, so all in all 30 days, right, I actually make about 15%. Okay, is it impressive? I would say it's okay lah. It's not bad lah. Okay, 15% in 30 days. All right. So back then, I make about 15,000 for that particular period of time. Okay, but all in all, I would say that when I actually compile my whole 2024 trading result, right, trading result, right, okay, I actually generated about 6-figure. Okay, so I would say that from a annualized perspective, I would say that it's pretty good for me. Okay, it was pretty decent. Okay, then coming to 2025, which is actually this year. Okay, this year is not over yet. Okay, yeah, so sometimes when I do all these challenges, then I will also, just share inside the community. Okay, so for those of you who are inside the 𝗲𝗃𝗃 community, you will also see some of my posting. Okay, so I actually started a little bit late. I started posting a little bit late. So I actually posted in October, with a brand new account. Because why? If I use my existing account, sometimes the data might not be the most accurate. Okay, so I remember somewhere in September, October, I actually put in a fresh, I think it was about 20,000 or 30,000. Okay, a fresh account. Okay, and then I started to actually track the performance. Okay, so you can actually see that within a span of about 3 months, my return was about 310%. Okay, so not bad lah. Okay, got improvement. Okay, year 1, I make about 15% in 30 days. Okay, year 2 is about 300% in 3 months. Okay, now of course, right, the result for trading, okay, is also fluctuative. Like for example, recently, quite a number of stocks has also dipped. Okay, so also experienced stop losses as well. Okay, so that's why now the percentage, I think based on the latest one, is probably about 200. Okay, 200%. But I would say it's still pretty decent. Okay, so this is trading. So for me, very simple. Okay, when it comes to trading, right, because for last year, I was generating about 10K per, on average my target was about 10K per month. Okay, but of course I didn't achieve it because 1 year I only make 100K. So that is about 8,000 plus per month. Okay, but this year I gave myself a new challenge Okay, I say that every month I will withdraw $15,000 from my trading account. So for me, right, the difference between trading versus investing is investing is money that I don't want to take out one. Okay, yeah, investing is money that I don't want to take out one. Okay, that means I cannot spend my investing money. It's for my next generation. Okay, yeah, but for trading, is the money that when I make, then I can take out and spend happily. Okay, so this is basically my monthly target. Okay, I aim to withdraw 15,000. In fact, I've been withdrawing, 15,000 from my trading account as well. Are you an expertise in options trading? I would say that, okay, I do make some money from options, but do I classify myself as an expert? It depends on your your view lah, okay, on what define as an expert. Okay, anyway, I see quite a number of questions, okay, for Eric. So I'll just take photo, okay, don't worry. Okay, so here's my target lah. Basically for this year, right? Target for trading very simple lah. Basically, for difference between trading and investing is investing, of course, the amount is a lot bigger. Okay, but for trading, right, typically I always start off with about 20,000 to 50,000. Okay, so for example, for that particular challenge, okay, 20,000, I went on to hit about 50, 60,000, then I took profit out, then I took profit out, I took profit out. So I just make it a habit lah. Okay, to grow my portfolio at the same time I take it out, then I can spend it as well. Okay, but for investing, typically is I will just invest. So some of the money that I took out, of course, I don't spend 15K a month. Okay, I typically spend less than that. Okay, some of the money there I'll reinvest. Then I'll go and invest long term. You know, recently in the 𝗲𝗃 community, I've been talking about Tesla. I've also invested into Tesla. I also talk about AMD. I also invested into AMD. You know, so if you haven't joined 𝗲𝗃, faster go and join. Okay, this is a side topic. Okay, yeah, so basically for trading right now, right, I would say that these two are my mentor lah. Okay, one is 𝗬𝗏, okay, the other one is actually 𝗲𝗏. Okay, so for 𝗲𝗏 one, I've also been using some of his indicator to actually help me. Okay, also very straightforward. Don't even need to think one. Just look at the indicator, okay, and then I will just buy. Okay, so how many of you have actually met 𝗬𝗏 or 𝗲𝗏? If you have, type in I or E. If you have met both of them, type IE. Or how many of you have actually learned from them? Okay, how many of you have learned from them? Let me know. All right, but anyway, for those of you who have yet to actually learn trading, right, I highly recommend you guys to actually learn from them, because both of them I think they are both younger than me. Okay, if I'm not wrong, I think both of them are younger than me. Okay, but both of them have built up a multi-million portfolio. I repeat, multi-million, that means more than 1 million, purely from trading alone. Okay, purely from trading alone. Okay, so they are probably in their early 30s, right? And they have actually built up more than $1 million in profit. Okay, purely from trading. Okay, so really, you know, learn from them. Don't learn from me. Okay, learn from them. They are the expert. They are the real expert. Okay, so that is for investing versus trading. Wow. How many of you want to hear my business experience also? This one is for B, business. If you want, type in B. Okay, this one is also B for bonus. Okay, because I don't think I have actually shared this before. Okay, but I think since today we're going to talk about different asset class, then why not? Okay, why not also talk about my business experience? So if y'all want to hear, type in B. Okay, I just wait for more response. I think so far only 1% one. Then you can just go to the last slide. Okay, I just wait. I see whether got more response or not. If you all want to hear my business experience, that be okay, good. Wow. Suddenly all the response start coming in. Okay, this is my 6-figure business experience. Why I say 6-figure? Okay, this 6-figure is not profit. It's not revenue. This 6-figure is losses. B&I quadrant. Wow, it scared me. Suddenly you put, you know, our competitor. No lah, they are not our competitor. Okay, yes, but B&I lah, business and investor quadrant. Okay, yes. Okay, my 6-figure business experience lah, in terms of losses. Okay, in terms of losses. So again, I don't want to say that everything that I do, I confirm make money. Okay, I've also lost money before. I also learned a lot of had a lot of learning lesson before. So today, I also want to share my learning experience so that y'all don't fall into the same, so-called making the same mistake as me. So this is what happened, okay? I think this was back in 2000 and, let me try to recall. A typically painful experience, cannot remember too clearly. Yeah, this should be somewhere in 2021 or 2020. Okay, about 4 or 5 years ago lah. Okay, about 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was about 2020. Okay, this was before COVID. So definitely it's 2019 or 2020. Okay, so before COVID happened. Okay, yeah. So I actually went in to invest into a Thai boat noodle restaurant. Okay, so you can see both of them are Thai boat noodle. How many of you have? How many of you love boat noodle? Type in BN. I realize nowadays it's very hard to find boat noodle. At one point, there were quite a fair bit of them. Okay, but now I don't know. Maybe the Singaporean tastes have changed. All Singaporean love China food. I see a lot of China food everywhere. Okay, yeah. Then of course, there are no more boat noodle. Okay, but you can see actually back then, right, this particular so-called business, right, we actually expanded into multiple different locations. Okay, I don't know how many locations y'all can recognize. Okay, so the top left-hand corner, which was actually one of the first outlet, was actually in Pomo. Of course, now they actually renamed to call Grid, Grid. Then there's also East Point. We have it at North Point. We have at 𝗵𝘂𝗂𝗃𝗏 at Serangoon Gardens. Then also we are at United Square. We are also at 𝗲𝗏𝗪. Okay, yeah. If I'm not wrong, there's one more. Okay, but I also forget where we actually opened back then. Okay, but how many of you have actually seen this brand before? How many of you have seen this brand before at one of these shopping mall? Okay, it's called Gu Thai Boat Noodle, or you have eaten before one. Can you type in yes? Let me know if you have supported my business before. I want to thank you. Okay, I want to thank you. Okay, F&B expenses very high in SG. Okay, now when it comes to businesses, okay, wow, Hong Mun, thank you so much. Okay, you are our supporter. Okay, yeah, maybe you never eat enough. Okay, that's why that's why the business failed. Okay, yeah, but anyway, I think I heard before. So at one point, we are actually everywhere. Okay, yeah, we are most of the, you can see, we are at all the big shopping mall. It's not those small shopping mall. Okay, and we always choose location that is front facing one. For example, the one at Pomo is level 1. When you walk past, you confirm can see us. Okay, East Point, we are also at level 1. Okay, just beside 𝗵𝗂𝗃𝗲𝗏 only. Okay, level 1. MRT, you walk out, you can see us already. North Point one a bit hard to find because it's inside the kopitiam. Okay, just now you see this particular right hand side. This van looking is actually the one at North Point. Okay, then of course 𝗵𝘂𝗧𝗏 is not a big shopping mall. United Square is also at level 1. Okay, it's quite I think level 1 our basement. Okay, quite a prime location as well. Okay, didn't know my money went into your pocket. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, yeah, but it went to other people's pocket later on. Okay, but yeah, let me share with you about businesses. Because what happened is that back then, right? Okay, the whole concept is we actually bought a franchise. Okay, we actually bought this franchise from the original founder of this brand called Gu Thai. Okay, so they actually started their first shop at Golden Mile. For those of you who have go to Golden Mile before, right? Last time at the car park entrance, I believe it's basement 1. Okay, there's this very small boat noodle shop. It has been there for a long time one. Okay, and the business is good. Even though it is a very small shop, our business is actually good. Okay, so what happened is that because we realized that, hey, this is a proven model. Okay, so what we did was back then, we together with some of the investors, we actually went on to expand the business. Okay, we went on to take the brand, the recipe and everything. Then we went on to different outlets, to different shopping mall. So at the start, it went well. Okay, but what happened is that because we keep on expanding, okay, and we keep on buying shares from the original so-called founder, okay, or the main franchisor, okay, until the main franchisor, they got no more stake in the game. Then they'll be like, hey, actually, why your business so good, I also have got nothing to earn. So that is where things start to go wrong. Okay, so for example, because they have control of the recipe and everything, so all the soup and everything came from them. So the quality of the food start to go down. The chefs start to have certain issue, manpower issue and things like that. So for F&B, when your food quality start to drop, right, the business also start to drop drastically as well. Okay, so a lot of people tell me that rental is a problem. Rental is very expensive. But one learning lesson that I had when I went into this business is, right, rental is not the killer. Okay, for those of you who have actually invested, or if you realize that those business that pay a lot of rental, typically they can last longer. Okay, so for example, if you look at Starbucks and all this, right, you realize that they are always in a prime location, the best location. Do you think their rental is cheap? Their rental is not cheap. But why do you think they don't mind paying more for that place? Because why? The location is extremely important. When you have a lot of footfall, when you have a lot of people looking at your stores, actually you can make back that money. Okay, so one thing that we realize is that if you go to a weird shopping mall, nobody go one, rental very cheap, you will die even faster. Okay, if you agree with me, type A lah. For those of you who have some experience in F&B, you realize that those small shop, right, typically the rental is cheap, but the turnover also very fast. Because I really know people over there one. But typically big shopping mall, especially if you look at CapitaLand, right, they are very good at selecting their tenants. So usually for Capital Mall, their turnover is lesser. Even though rental also not cheap, rental is not cheap. Okay, but the turnover is the footfall, everything. Actually, most of the shop are able to do better in bigger shopping mall. Okay, in bigger shopping mall. So this is something that if you haven't done any business, most of us we want to find cheap rental. But you cheap rental, you will die even faster. Okay, the second thing, the higher cost is actually manpower, because why? Typically one of our rental, right, is about $10,000 to $20,000. Okay, but you realize one manpower is easily about $3,000 to $4,000. If you have 3 to 4 staff over there, okay, the amount that you're paying for the staff is already more than the rental. So imagine your shop, right, is in a cheap location. Actually, your manpower cost is going to be way more than the rental itself. It's actually the higher costing, okay, which is the manpower. All right, so that is why I always say that actually I don't mind paying more as long as there's footfall. Okay, as long as there's footfall. Okay, so rental is definitely not the key issue lah. Okay, of course if you look at maybe kopitiam and all that, you know, hawker center, yeah lah, a bit crazy lah. You know, some hawker center they also charge 10K for a hawker center, for a coffee shop. But this one is shopping mall. Shopping mall, if you ask me, 10 to 15K, I think it's reasonable. Okay, I think it's actually pretty reasonable. Yeah, so anyway, that is a little bit of the story. So in the end, the business closed down, okay, one by one. Okay, but if I look back, is it a good thing or a bad thing? I would say that even if the business didn't fail, COVID come, we also will die. Okay, yeah, so it's just that we are dead earlier, yeah, before COVID actually strike us. All right, so that was some business perspective, okay, for all of you. So one thing that I learned from my business perspective, right, is that, okay, when it comes to business, a lot of people assume that you need a lot of money. Okay, you need a lot of money, but in reality, you realize that all the good business owner, right, okay, a lot of times they don't actually use their own money. Okay, they don't actually use their own money. So when it comes to business, of course, if nowadays everything is e-commerce and everything, so actually you can do everything from home. That is the best. If you ask me right now, if you want to start a business that can be profitable, lower risk, okay, go and start a home cafe. Okay, why I say that, right, is because by home cafe, do you have to pay rental? You don't have to pay rental. Do you have to pay manpower? You are the manpower. Okay, typically you won't hire people to come to your house and prepare everything, right? Okay, so you are the manpower. So costing is extremely low or almost zero. It's just the cost of the ingredient itself. Okay, if you are able to build a brand, okay, as a home cafe, there are people coming to you, people in your neighborhood. If you're able to make it to grab, okay, all the delivery, right, I can tell you to make, 5-figure, right, from a home business, it's not difficult. Okay, to make 5-figure, okay, if you have a home cafe or anything, as long as the food is good, people actually start to share about it, right? Okay, I can tell you that the risk is relatively lower, okay, and I would say that the reward is okay lah. Okay, the reward can be quite decent one. Okay, can be quite decent. So proprietor is different, exactly. Okay, so that's why you can see that nowadays, right, there's more and more home cafe. It's like, why do I need to go and open a cafe when my house can turn into a cafe, right? More cozy also. So that is actually something that is changing. I think the whole landscape of business, F&B, everything is changing, because nowadays people can just grab. Even if I love a food somewhere, if it's on Grab, sometimes people would rather grab than to travel out, and go and experience the coffee, etc. All right, so anyway, that is some business sharing for all of you. Okay, so unfortunately for the Invest360, we are not going to talk about business. Maybe I will share, but no, we focus a lot more on the different investment tools. So for example, we have expert on crypto, okay, which is Leslie. Okay, then we have forex expert. Okay, we also got real estate property expert, which is Eric Chew. Okay, then of course for people who wants to kickstart your journey into investing and options, okay, Rachel, wow, you all have to listen to her, okay, because I started after I lost money, right, I actually went on to do value investing and options. Okay, and let me share with you, when I first started, I actually attended courses also. Okay, just like many of you are. Okay, and I remember back then, I paid about 4,000 plus. Okay, to attend. I don't want to say the name, okay. Then y'all will guess. Okay, but I paid about 4,000 over dollars. But today, the same exact content, or not say same exact content, okay, but similar value that you guys are getting. Wow, Rachel is going to introduce and share with you at a super low price. Okay, it's actually less than 3-digit one. Okay, so super affordable. So I would say that nowadays, right, to equip yourself with the skill set, okay, it's really not expensive because now everything is online. Okay, the costing, everything, we are able to bring it as low as possible. Okay, so maybe for those of you who have yet to register, maybe can my team help me to put up the link again? Okay, do go and register for Invest 360. This one day only. Just set aside one Saturday. Sunday, you want to go out, you want to go anywhere, doesn't matter. Okay, 10th of January 2026. Okay, we actually get all these speakers to share with all of you, right, what is their best investment in 2025. And also, we're going to start off the year right for all of you. They are going to share with you what are the game plans, what are the areas to look out for, or what are the investment that you can actually make in 2026. So let's start off the year right, okay, with all the different experts from different asset class, okay, in 2026, okay, at Invest 360. Okay, so now before we officially wrap up today live, actually I got one. Wow, this one is really super bonus for all of you. Okay, so a lot of people say, hey, Borwen, so which asset class is actually more suitable for me? Okay, how many of you have got a similar question one? If you have similar, can you type in yes? Okay, you don't know whether should I go into trading? Should I go into forex? Should I go into crypto? Should I go into stock? So what is going to happen is that our team has actually created something that is super powerful. Okay, this is actually a quiz. Okay, this is actually a quiz that can help you to determine which asset class is more suitable for you. Okay, now a lot of people say that, hey, Borwen, maybe I can just try all of them. Okay, but do you realize one thing? Some of us, we are more suitable to do crypto. Some of us are more suitable to do the very safe value investing, long-term approach. Okay, so I think it's also important while you experience all the different asset class, knowing which asset class is more suitable for your own characteristic, your own personal trait, your own current mindset. Okay, because that one can actually help you to generate even higher ROI. So how do you know which one is suitable for you, right? Okay, we have actually done up this quiz. Maybe my team can also help me to put the link up. Okay, it probably take you like less than 2 minutes. Okay, so they will ask you very interesting question. Okay, we got two different types. So if you are the food lover, then when you go in, right, you can choose the food lover. If you are the car lover, you love car, right, then you choose the car lover. So after everything, right, they will tell you which car you belong to. So you could be a I don't know, GTR, you could be a Toyota, you could be a Tesla, you could be something else. Okay, and we will also write in which kind of investment actually suits you. Now for those of you who love food, right, we got a lot of food. We got 𝗂𝗏𝗃, we got I don't know, mala, we got fish, we got all the different food. Okay, so far, based on all the people that have actually taken this quiz, right, they find it super accurate. Okay, yeah. So personally, for me, right, when I did the car lover, the result is Tesla. Okay, and what car am I driving? I'm driving a Tesla. Okay, so I don't know whether is it by chance or what. Okay, but I can tell you it's extremely powerful. Yes. Okay, I cannot see the person, the real name, but somebody have actually taken the test and it's pretty accurate. Okay, yeah. So anyway, it's a very fun quiz. Okay, so y'all go and take the quiz. Okay, for those of you who have already taken the quiz, can you put whether is it your food or your car inside the comment? Okay, yeah. Put your result inside. Okay, put your result inside the comment. Okay, and let me know. So let me know. So okay, no BYD. Yeah, unfortunately Okay, we only go for the big brands, which is Tesla. Okay, yeah, Julian is gonna kill me. Okay, yeah, Julian, go and sell off your BYD and go and buy a Tesla, please. Okay, yes, okay. Wow, Melson is a steamed fish. Melson is a steamed fish. Okay, yeah. So of course the different food and the different car is more for entertainment. Okay, but I think important is actually the thing that is actually written over there. It actually, helps you to actually find out which one is actually more suitable for you. Okay, 𝗧𝗲𝗃𝗃, we have a 𝗧𝗲𝗃𝗃. Okay, let's see if we have different food over here. Seems like everybody here is a foodie. Yeah. Okay, so far we got steamed fish, we got 𝗧𝗲𝗃𝗃. Let's see who else. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, the link to the quiz, right, is inside the chat. Okay, it's also on the screen right now on the QR code. Okay, good. You can use your phone to just go and scan it. Okay, so it probably take you like 1 to 2 minutes, depending on how fast you are able to answer. Okay, so it's going to take you a very, very short time only. Okay, let me know, for those of you who have already done the quiz, let me know what food or what car is your result. Okay, and let us know whether do you think it's accurate or not. Okay, 𝗧𝗲𝗃𝗃 also. Okay, let me know, is it accurate? Because there will be all the different writing over there. Makes you hungry. Okay, yeah. Let me share more food with you. Okay. Fish head curry. Yeah, yesterday I just went into JB, and had a super nice Korean BBQ. Okay, yeah. Anyway, while we are waiting for the rest to type in, yeah, let me introduce 𝗵𝗁𝗃𝗃. Okay, level 3, I think. Okay, level 3 or level 4 lah. Okay, there's a super nice Korean BBQ. Okay, the service super good also. Okay, steamed fish, the fundamental builder. So for those of you who are more conservative, who want to hold for longer term, okay, then you are the steamed fish. Okay, doesn't mean that your portfolio will become like a fish. Okay, but yeah, basically that's the whole idea lah. It's like steady one, steady, slow and steady. Okay, 𝗧𝗲𝗃𝗃 or Oracle. So you confirm more suitable for either trading or crypto. Okay, I think for 𝗧𝗲𝗃𝗃 is more for people who are, for example, if you're doing trading, then you are like a swing trader, where you are able to go where the opportunity is. Here got opportunity, you want to come here. Here got opportunity, you want to go there. So that is 𝗧𝗲𝗃𝗃. Okay, so keep on frying on. So you need to find the strategy that's more suitable for you. So for example, for Oracle, if you do value investing, right, you might find that a bit boring. Buy one stock and hold for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Yeah. So you need to find maybe like trading or crypto, that will be more suitable for you. Okay, any more? Nobody do car. Anyway, for those of you who have done the food, right, go and try the car also. Okay, go and try the car also. I want to know which car. I want to know what car you actually get. How many of you are Tesla like me? You love technology. Okay, let me see. Yeah, anyway, also do help to share this out with your friend. You can also, post this out on your IG, on your Facebook and all that. Yeah, so we want this to go viral. Okay, we want this to go viral. I think so far, I've done a lot of personality tests. I think this is one of the better one. Okay, one of the I took again, I'm a Toyota. Nelson, your first time you did, you are Toyota. Now you are Toyota. So it's fate lah. It's fate. Okay, yeah. Go and buy your Toyota. Okay, it doesn't mean that you are Toyota means that you must buy a Toyota. Okay, even Toyota also got premium one. You can buy Lexus. I can buy Lexus. Okay, let me know. Okay, how many of you also did the car? Okay, yeah. Let's see if anybody actually did the car also. Anyway, guys, if you have any other questions about the event or about my sharing today, okay, you can put inside the chat. Okay, I think this is my last slide. Yeah. So, okay, so I'll just leave it here. Yes, but if you have any questions, feel free to actually ask. Okay. Okay, 𝗵𝗁𝗃𝗃𝗵. I forgot what is the profile. Okay. Yeah. So 𝗵𝗁𝗃𝗁, can you type in the description, right? What kind of asset class actually suits you? What kind of asset class does it actually suits you? Is it accurate or not? Parasitic Korean BBQ, you are absolutely correct. Okay, you are absolutely correct. Of course, there's also one more nice Korean BBQ at R&F Mall. Okay, called Hanam. So if you all haven't been there, go and try it. Okay, go and try it. Okay, yes, can we have the link for the Invest 360 for those of you who missed it? Okay, don't miss it. Okay, 10th of January 2026. Don't miss the event. Okay, put inside your calendar. Invite your friends. Okay, if you have friends who are investing or planning to invest, okay, invite them for the session, because during the event we also do a lot of giveaway. Okay, as usual, for those of you who have joined our previous event, right? You know, we just do a lot of giveaway during our live event. Okay, Toyota Corolla. Okay, cool. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Okay, maybe next time I do a live, then I talk about all the nice place in JB, or where are my go-to place in JB. Because recently they say that the JB sales has gone down. Okay, so I need to help to also contribute a little bit to the JB community, because next time my house is very near to RTS. It's very near to JB. So I also need to increase the popularity. Make more people want to go JB. Then the price of Woodlands will also go up. Okay, yeah, but anyway, here's another JB tips for all of you. If you want to go and watch movie, go to the one at RNF. Okay, go to the one at RNF. Okay, because it is extremely new. It is yeah, basically there's nobody there. So if you go in the, especially weekday and all that, right? Yeah. So I remember I went once. The whole cinema, maybe there's like 300 seat or 200 seat, I don't know. It's a super big cinema, and there's even a playground inside the cinema hall, a full playground inside the cinema hall. I am the one and only person watching it, and I was watching a horror movie. So yeah, that adds on to the horror. So super scary. Okay, yeah, one person in a big cinema watching a horror movie. So that is an experience that I don't want to experience again. Okay, nice topic, JB Food. Yeah, next time. Okay, Nelson, take note. Next time our live, we will do. Okay, try the car now. It's Nissan Skyline. Oh wow, fantastic. Wow, I need to go and see the result. Okay, Nissan Skyline. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, you can see that there's actually a lot of the different cars. But most importantly, okay, other than having fun, doing the quiz, important is to really look at the profile that is actually more suitable for you. So when you come to Invest 360, right, then you can also, go and learn more, okay, in terms of the different topic, whether is it forex, whether is it crypto, whether is it property. So this is one event, right, where we have 8 different speakers, to talk about the different asset class, okay. So I would say that it's going to be really special. It's going to start off your year right. Okay, they will point you in the correct direction so that you don't make any mistake. Okay, you start your 2026 in a very good way, okay, with next level. All right. Okay, if there's no other question, then I think that is all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoy yourself. Okay, if you enjoyed yourself, can you just type in enjoy inside the chat so that I know that your love topic like that, okay. So if your love topic like that, then next time we will do more. I will probably come out more live, okay, to share with all of you. Okay, yeah, but please ignore my hair today. It's a little bit messy, cause I came in direct from JB. Okay, I didn't bring my wax. Okay, so this is the most natural state. The most natural state. Okay, Toyota Corolla. Okay, so if you enjoyed today's session, okay, just type in E or type in enjoy. Okay, then we will come up with even more interesting Facebook Live, to share with all of you. All right, with that, once again, thank you so much everybody for joining us for our next level live. Okay, continue to support us, because all our speakers, they actually spend a lot of effort to create the content, okay, to share with all of you as well. Okay, but most importantly, Invest 360 this is the event that you must not miss. Okay, 2026, you want to what like crazy, you want to make a lot of money, you want to be in the right environment. Okay, 10th of January 2026. Okay, we will see you guys there. All right, with that, thank you so much everybody for joining me tonight, and I hope you guys have a wonderful December, and I just want to wish you an early Merry Christmas as well, and I hope to see you guys in 2026 at our Invest 360. Okay, see you and take care. Bye bye.